The world is changing, and the evidence is all around us. Nowhere is this more evident than in the planet's highest peaks, where the effects of climate change are most pronounced. Glaciers, once permanent fixtures of the landscape, are disappearing at an alarming rate, retreating faster than ever before. The consequences of this melting ice are far-reaching, impacting everything from delicate ecosystems to the very borders of nations. For centuries, glaciers have served as natural boundaries, shaping the political map of our world and influencing human history. But as these icy giants recede, the lines they once defined are becoming increasingly blurred, leading to new geopolitical challenges. This phenomenon is particularly evident in the Alps, where the border between Italy and Switzerland is undergoing a dramatic transformation, reshaping the landscape. The melting of glaciers is a stark reminder of the power of climate change, a force that is reshaping our world in profound ways. It is a global crisis that demands our immediate attention and action. Understanding the impact of this change on our planet and on the borders that define our world is crucial for navigating the challenges of the future. We must act now to mitigate these effects and protect our planet for generations to come. High in the Alps, where Italy meets Switzerland, the border has long been defined by the natural world. Towering peaks and vast glaciers have served as natural dividers for centuries. The 1861 treaty between Italy and Switzerland established a border that relied heavily on the location of glaciers. These icy masses, some stretching for miles, were seen as permanent fixtures. Their crests, known as the drainage divide, determined the flow of water, with meltwater cascading down one side into Italy and the other into Switzerland. This natural boundary seemed as timeless as the mountains themselves. However, the permanence of these icy giants is now an illusion. Climate change is reshaping the Alps, and with them, the border between these two nations. The glaciers that once seemed eternal are shrinking, their once clear boundaries becoming blurred and indistinct. The melting glaciers have forced Italy and Switzerland to confront a unique challenge, redrawing their shared border. As the ice recedes, the drainage divide shifts, creating ambiguity about where one country ends and the other begins. This has led to complex negotiations and ultimately a re-evaluation of how borders are defined in a changing world. In 2009, both countries agreed to redraw sections of their border. This ongoing process involves meticulous surveying and diplomatic discussions. It reflects a growing awareness that the natural landmarks we once relied upon are no longer as static as they seem. The redrawing of the Italy-Switzerland border is a powerful symbol of our times. It highlights the tangible impact of climate change on the world around us. It also underscores the need for adaptability and cooperation in the face of these unprecedented challenges. The melting glaciers in the Alps are not isolated incidents. Across the globe, from the Himalayas to the Andes, glaciers are retreating at an alarming rate. This phenomenon is driven by rising global temperatures, a consequence of human activity and the increasing concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. We are seeing a global glacier crisis unfold before our very eyes, says Dr. Heidi Sevestre, a renowned glaciologist. The rate of melting is unprecedented in human history, and the consequences will be felt worldwide. The loss of glaciers has profound implications. They serve as crucial sources of fresh water for billions of people. Their melting contributes to rising sea levels, threatening coastal communities worldwide. And their disappearance alters ecosystems, impacting both wildlife and human populations. Section 5. Uncertain futures. The economic cost of change. The melting glaciers also have significant economic consequences for various sectors. In the Alps, the ski industry is particularly vulnerable to these changes. As glaciers recede, ski resorts are forced to adapt, investing in artificial snowmaking or seeking higher elevations to maintain their slopes and attract tourists. The economic impact extends beyond tourism, affecting other industries. Changes in water flow from melting glaciers affect hydropower production and agriculture significantly. These shifts have the potential to create economic uncertainty and strain resources in the region, impacting livelihoods. The economic impacts of climate change are interconnected with social and political considerations, requiring attention. The need to adapt to these changes will require careful planning and international cooperation to ensure a sustainable future for all. Section 6. Beyond the slopes. Europe's natural heritage at risk. The impact of climate change in the Alps extends far beyond the ski slopes and economic concerns. It threatens the very fabric of this iconic mountain range, jeopardizing its delicate ecosystems and erasing natural landmarks that have inspired generations. The melting glaciers are altering the landscape of the Alps, creating unstable slopes prone to landslides and rockfalls. This poses a risk to mountain communities and infrastructure, highlighting the far-reaching consequences of a warming planet. The Alps are a symbol of Europe's natural heritage. Their beauty and biodiversity are under threat. Protecting this fragile ecosystem requires global action to mitigate climate change and preserve its natural wonders for future generations. Section 7. A world transformed from the Alps to the Himalayas. The majestic beauty of these towering ranges hides a stark reality. The challenges faced in the Alps are mirrored in other mountainous regions around the world. The once mighty glaciers are now retreating at an unprecedented rate. In the Himalayas, often referred to as the third pole, the rate of glacier melt is equally alarming. These glaciers are crucial for the region's water supply. The consequences for the billions of people who depend on these glaciers for water are potentially catastrophic. Their livelihoods and daily lives are intricately linked to these water sources. The Himalayas are warming faster than the global average, warns Dr. Anjal Prakash, a lead author for the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC. This rapid warming is a cause for grave concern. This will have devastating consequences for water security, food production, and the livelihoods of millions. The drying rivers and fields are a testament to the impending crisis. The melting glaciers in the Himalayas are already contributing to the formation of glacial lakes. These lakes are growing in size and number. These lakes pose a significant risk of outburst floods, threatening downstream communities with devastation. The potential for disaster looms large. The situation in the Himalayas underscores the global nature of the climate crisis. It is a stark reminder that climate change is a worldwide issue that requires immediate and collective action. Section 8. The Human Impact: Navigating a Changing World. The changing climate and its impact on national borders raise fundamental questions about human adaptation and resource management. As natural landmarks disappear and boundaries shift, it becomes increasingly crucial to find ways to share resources and navigate these changes peacefully. The redrawing of the Italy-Switzerland border offers a glimpse into a future where cooperation and adaptability will be paramount. It highlights the need for international dialogue and innovative solutions to address the challenges posed by a warming planet. The human impact on the planet is undeniable. Our actions have consequences that extend far beyond our immediate surroundings. Addressing climate change requires a collective effort, one that recognizes our interconnectedness and the shared responsibility we have to protect our planet. Section 9. A Call to Action: Protecting our Fragile Planet. The melting glaciers serve as a stark reminder of the urgency of the climate crisis. These majestic ice formations, which have stood for millennia, are now disappearing at an alarming rate. We are at a crossroads, and the choices we make today will determine the fate of our planet for generations to come. Every decision, no matter how small, contributes to the larger picture of our environmental impact. It is time to translate awareness into action, to move beyond rhetoric and embrace concrete solutions. Grassroots movements and community initiatives are paving the way for a more sustainable future. Reducing greenhouse gas emissions is paramount. Industrial activities and urban pollution are major contributors to the problem, and addressing these issues is critical. Transitioning to renewable energy sources, investing in sustainable transportation, and adopting cleaner technologies are vital steps. Promoting energy efficiency in our homes and workplaces is essential. Simple changes like using LED lighting and smart home technology can make a significant difference. Protecting and restoring natural ecosystems, particularly forests, can help mitigate climate change by absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Reforestation efforts are crucial in this battle. Addressing climate change is not just an environmental imperative, it is a moral obligation. We must act collectively and with urgency. We have a responsibility to future generations to leave behind a planet that is healthy, vibrant, and capable of supporting life in all its diversity. Our actions today will shape the world of tomorrow. Section 10. Conclusion: A future shaped by climate change. The world is changing, shaped by the undeniable forces of climate change. From the Alps to the Himalayas, melting glaciers are redrawing the map of our world, challenging our assumptions about borders and forcing us to confront the consequences of our actions. The future is uncertain, but one thing is clear. The need for collective action has never been more urgent. By embracing sustainable practices, investing in renewable energy, and working together to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, we can create a more sustainable and equitable future for all. The melting glaciers are a wake-up call. It is a call that we must heed for the sake of our planet and the generations that will inherit it. The time for action is now.